Hello, 60s, receiving teachers and students. Thank you. You may take your seat. Recap exercise, or recapping in our previous lesson. I'd like you to find the volume of this T-leaf box using the formula of a rectangular prism. Only 2 minutes will be given to you. Class, I think our 2 minutes is up. I'll have a volunteer to come up to the board and do your working out quickly. Anyone? Receiving teacher, I'd like you to appoint someone to present the working out on the blackboard. Anyone want to try? Yes, Michaeline? The others, you check against Michaeline's working out, or if it's similar to your answer. Thank you. What do the others think? Anyone would like to, all right? Yes, Milika? Let's have one boy. Rodney. We had a girl come up to the board to, to the board to present. Let's have a boy. Quickly. And then we'll go through the answer. All right, thank you. All right, we'll go through the first working out. The formula for a rectangular prism is length times width times height, which is correct. Thank you, Michaeline. Then she has the length as 14 centimeters. We know that length is always the longer side of the shape. The shorter side will be known as width, which is 5 centimeters. And the height here we have 7 centimeters, which is correct. All right, let's see the working out. She has 420 cubic centimeters. We'll just do we have 14 times 5. 5 times 4 is equal to 20. Put down 0, carry 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. Then we multiply by 7. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 sevens are 49. So our answer should be 490 cubic centimeters. Okay, so you will see that in our next working out that Rodney has presented, he has everything placed correctly, just like how Michaeline placed the working out. But in the answering, Michael has got the answer correct. For Michaeline, I think there was a slight error or slight mistake to your calculation. So let's give a big hand to the two participants. 1, 2. Thank you. All right. Just recapping quickly again, we were finding the volume of this tea leaf, number 1 tea leaf packet. So we had the length as 14 centimeters, the width as 5 centimeters, and the height of this number 1 tea leaf packet as 7 centimeters. So don't think Miss Paula took the measurements somewhere. No, I actually got the measurement to give you to try finding the volume of this number 1 tea leaf packet. So class, I have a question for you, receiving students as well. I have a question for you. What kind of substance is placed in this container or in this packet? Or what does this container or this packet hold? Solids or liquids? Yes, Robert. Receiving student, what do you think this packet holds?
Solid.
Excellent. This container holds solids. Now, in your last lesson, you learned about containers that hold solids or volume in solids, as they say. The amount of space receiving students watching, the amount of space the solid takes up in a container is known as volume in solids. Are you clear with that, receiving students? The amount of space occupied by a solid in a packet or in a container is known as volume in solids. In today's lesson, or in our lesson today, we will be looking at volume in liquids, which is known as capacity. Our lesson topic for today is on capacity. Now, class, we will be investigating capacity in this lesson. We are going to find out more about capacity by doing a simple demonstration on what capacity is. I'd like you to observe carefully. Watching carefully, class. Watching carefully, class. Is there anything inside this container? Receiving student? Receiving student? Yes, Laka.
There's nothing inside.
There's nothing inside. So what can we say when there is nothing inside? Receiving student? Anyone would like to try? Yes, Melisha.
It's empty.
Very good. It's empty. When it is empty, that means that there is an empty space in the container. Now, watching carefully, I have one more thing to do. I have about 600 milliliters of water here. I'd like you to watch carefully what I do. I have 600 milliliters of water. I'd like you to watch carefully what I will do. did I pour into this container? Yes. Jason, louder.
Water.
Water. Water or liquid? What did the water take up in the container? Yes, Victoria. Alison, sorry. What did the water take up in the container?
Space.
Water took up space in the container. So, now that we have gone through our little demonstration or little experiment, who can tell me what capacity is? Yes, Vanessa.
The amount that something can contain.
Well done, yes. The amount that something can take, the container can take. The amount that a container can take, yes. But what is the amount? What amount? What are you talking about? What amount? What are you referring to? Yes, Victoria, you had your hand up. Receiving student? Vanessa has said the amount a container can take, but what amount? Amount of what?
The maximum amount.
The maximum amount. Good try. Yes, Melisha? You are on the right track, or you are correct. The amount of something. What is that something? Yes, Melisha?
The amount of space.
Okay, yes, the amount of space. Yes, Tehila, let's have someone, receiving student, the amount of what? Occupying space.
The amount of water.
The amount of water. Let's give a big hand to Tehila. One clap. Receiving student, the amount of water or liquid. The amount of, listen, the amount of space taken up by liquid or water is known as capacity. That is the meaning of capacity. All right. You were asked to bring containers that store liquid. I'd like you to place them in the center of your desk. Receiving students, the containers that you were asked to bring in your last lesson, place them on the table, in the center of the table. You are going to work in groups to fill up the table. This is your activity. Now, before we start on our activity, we have given the meaning of what capacity is. What do you think capacity is measured in? What is the unit of measurement for capacity? Class? Carol, what is the metric unit of measurement for capacity? Yes, I have a hand there, receiving student.
Milliliter.
Milliliter, very good. Any more that you know of, that you can think of? Milliliter? Yes, Lorraine?
Liter.
Liter, very good. Any more that you can think of? Receiving student, any more? Milliliter, liters, what else? Is that all? Yes, Tehila?
Centimeter.
Centimeter? Centimeter? Good try. What does centimeter measure? Length. Thank you. Length. It measures length. Does it measure liquid or water? No. All right? Okay. Capacity is measured in milliliters. The symbol for milliliters is small letter M and L. Liters, you can either have it as capital letter L. Are you listening over there? Quiet. Capital letter L, or you can even have it as a small letter L for liters. And we also have another unit of measurement, which is kiloliter. All right, let's move on to our activity. With those containers that you brought from your homes or bought from the shops, I'd like you to place them in the center of your table and fill up. You will first arrange the containers from the smallest to the biggest or largest container. And second part of the activity, you will write the name of the container. What is its capacity? And write one use of the liquid. For example, watching, we have Indomilk packet. What is its capacity? The capacity is it's 125 milliliters. And the use for it is to drink as a juice. So you write one use of the container. All right, you can start. Just give them one. Yes. You already have. Let's remove one can. It's the same capacity. You can just fill. No, that's the table you copy. So instead of copying them, have it done in your exercise book. quickly. What's wrong? You okay? You have the table here. There, the table is here. So instead of looking up, you have look. Okay. Quickly. Yeah, I think last 2 more minutes now, so quickly. After this is after lunch.
After this is
They have 2 more questions. The capacity of the largest container and the smallest container.
we stop there. Then we will make it on the time because then PowerPoint. Focus the attention on the PowerPoint. Stop, focus, continue.
Focus. Good girl. All right, class, as soon as you finish writing the names of the container and getting its capacity, I'd like you to move on to the next question. From your table, you find out which one has the lowest capacity from the containers that you have recorded. And find which container, or name the container that has the largest amount of liquid or highest capacity. Finished recording on your containers? Your group finished? Can your group record? Present? Can your group present? I think you're finished. Your group is finished, so I'll have your group to present. Emmanuel, Laura, your group is finished, so I'll have Laura. All right, virus down, class. Virus down. Now, we will have one group to do a quick presentation on your findings, what you did, what containers did you look at, what the capacity was, which one had the largest amount of liquid and the lowest amount of liquid. Let's have Jordan's group. Receiving student, please just give a quick presentation about your findings to everyone in the class, and the others, you just listen carefully and try to compare with what you did in your exercise as well. All right? Thank you, Jordan.
We arranged the containers from the smallest to the biggest. And the smallest one was the glue container. The second was the Sprite. And the biggest one was the Sunquick. So, which container has the lowest capacity was the glue. It has 55 milliliters. Which container has the highest capacity? We have two containers that has the same capacity. So the two of them have the biggest capacity.
And what is the capacity?
330 milliliters.
All right, thank you very much. Let's give two big claps to this group. 1, 2. All right, with that, that was the end of our lesson on capacity. The summary to this lesson is, capacity is the amount of space the liquid takes up inside a container, or it is the amount of space inside a container occupied by liquid. Capacity is the amount of space the liquid takes up inside a container, or it is the amount of space inside a container occupied by liquid. Our key phrase for today, capacity is the amount of space the liquid takes up inside a container, or it is the amount of space inside a container occupied by liquid. Our key phrase for today, capacity is the amount of space the liquid takes up inside a container, or it is the amount of space inside a container occupied by liquid. Our key phrase for today, capacity is the amount of space the liquid takes up inside a container, or it is the amount of space inside a container occupied by liquid. Our key phrase for today, is volume in liquids. Our next lesson topic will be on measuring capacity. We will be measuring capacity in our next lesson. So receiving teachers, I'd like you to bring 2 lunch boxes, small and medium. Quiet. 2 saucepans, 1 small and medium. 2 buckets. Okay. This is the smaller size bucket, and then a bit medium-sized bucket to that bucket, a small size lunchbox like this, and a medium-sized lunchbox. 1 coconut, receiving teacher, bring a coconut. You have the materials on the screen, you will bring those. And a few measuring instruments that measure capacity. Cylinder, measuring cup, beaker, all sizes please. and maybe 1 or 2 funnels to use in the activity. Measuring jug as well, and I think that's about it. I think that's all. All right, with that, thank you very much, 6Cs and receiving students, for your participation in this activity.